Hey there, this is Steven from Utopian Labs. And in this video, I wanted to take a time to show you a couple of examples of Zaps and workflows that you could build using Calendly and, of course, Utopian Labs. For those of you who are not familiar with Calendly yet, Calendly is a website, a tool where you can share calendar links and people can book meetings with you, basically async meeting booking and scheduling and stuff like that. And there's a couple of very interesting things that we can do, and I just wanted to build a couple of workflows together just to show you basically to give you some inspiration of what you could do with this. First up, Calendly, of course, we're triggering based on a Calendly event, invitee created. You have multiple like invitee canceled or no show, but we're just going to go for created. You, of course, connect your Calendly account. Then event types. So there's multiple event types that you have here. But let's say, for example, someone books a Utopian Labs demo. Then that would be something interesting to work with. And this is an example record I just did. So example company. This is actually me, as you can see right here. Oh, this is the host. Well, it's somewhere here that you can see that it's me, but I just did it. So let's continue with the selected records. And one thing that would be very cool, because especially if you give multiple demos a day, it would be cool if you do not have to prepare for these demos, but you can just read something, for example. So what we can do then is we can, for example, research this lead. So we go to Utopian Labs, click research a lead, and then we find something interesting because one of the things we need to research a lead is the company website. And here we only have, let me just show you, we only have the email right here, as you can see. And email is not a website, so we need to change something there. So what we can do here is we can add a step in the middle, formatter. Formatter is one of Zapier's native tools to format any kind of data. And in this case, we want to go for a text event. You have multiple options, but we're going to want to go for a test event. We want to transform because we want to split the text into two. The input is going to be the email address, the separator is going to be the @ sign, and then we're going to get the second index. So first is going to be S in this case, second is going to be examplecompany.com. So we want to get the second index, test the step, and as you can see here, the output is examplecompany.com. So that's perfect. We have that one. So then we go to Utopian Labs. You see here, example company. Here we can get the output. So this is a variable, so this will basically be run for every individual person that books a meeting through Calendly. Company name, we don't have that one, unfortunately, but we do have the lead full name here. That's me. You have the lead business email address, which is also perfect, and then the other stuff we don't have yet. Then we can add some context if you want to. I'll leave it up to you. You can also you can basically say, this person just booked a demo for Utopian Labs. We want to be prepared for the call. So write a call prep, something like that. You can basically make it anything you want. So we test this step. So as a conclusion, this is of course example data, but as soon as this research is actually done, we will get like an elaborate research report here. And then we have a couple of things that we can do. So we can send, for example, this using Slack, which could be interesting. So we have this Slack account. We do send a direct message, and then we can send it to me. You can basically give the, let's say, call prep, and then we, as an example, put this here. But let's say someone books a meeting for next week or next month even. Then if I receive the call prep right now, I will have forgotten all about it. So one thing that we can also do is we can add a delay function here, which is also one of Zapier's native things. You can do delay for, you can set like a static amount of time, amount of days or hours or minutes or weeks, but that's pretty difficult to maintain because someone might book a meeting for tomorrow and someone else for next week. So we can also choose delay until. And then delay until is going to be a date. And the date is then, of course, going to be the scheduled event start time. So this means that that basically before the meeting is created here, we'll have a we'll receive the direct message for Slack. So then we test this step. Super cool. That works. Then we do this. Then there's something it's a username, of course, to Steven. There we go. And then continue, and we can skip this test because otherwise I'm going to get a message, but then we can publish it. So this is one of the things that we can do. Another thing we could do is, you know what, we're not going to wait and we're not going to send a DM, but we're going to add it to, let's say, Pipedrive as an example CRM system. So we have Pipedrive. We want to add a note, for example. Create note. There we go. And then we have here the Pipedrive account. That's super cool. And then we continue. So then content, you can have the research conclusion, and then you can add it to a person or an organization or lead or a deal or whatever you want. The best thing to do here is to have an ID. So for those of you who are not familiar with this, those of you who are can just skip this, but I just wanted to show you that, let's say you want to attach it to a person. So then the way to do this in Zapier is to find a person. There we go. Then it's gonna ask like a field to search by. That is going to be let's do the email in this case. So there we go, email. The term is going to be this one, exact match. You can also create a Pipedrive person if it doesn't exist yet, which is something that is optional, of course, if you want to do this, but just for the sake of testing, I just want to do this. Probably not going to find someone. Yeah, let me just do someone that I know. I'll just add them to Pipedrive real quick, just for the sake of the example. So because we didn't find someone, it's because they're not there. So we can also create a person if they don't exist. And then you can say name is Steven. Then let me say email is this one, blah, blah, blah. And then you click continue and you test this step. And then it will actually create someone. And the cool thing is then might take a while, you'll get an ID. And this is the ID actually that you need in order to create a note, because if we click continue now, you can say, hey, I want to create this note and I want to add it to this person. And you can either take a static person or you can make this custom, then find person, click the ID, and this means it will be attached to the person found in the previous run. You can also do all kinds of other stuff. As you can probably imagine, you can interchange Pipedrive for any other CRM system like HubSpot or something else. You can send it to you in an email. You can, for example, also do this one. This is also pretty interesting. So let's say you want to send them like they're researched, and then we're gonna write an email. And in that email, we're going to add the context like, hey, this person just booked a meeting. I want to send a personalized email to prepare. Like, for example, hey, Steven, looking forward to our meeting. I just saw online that you did A, B, C, and D, which could be interesting to discuss. Looking forward to our call or something like that. And then you can add it either to a CRM system and automatically send it, or to Gmail, for example, so that you can have that email and save it as a draft. So you have to create a draft. And then you can basically use the body of the email that was written in the previous, still need to finish the step. But anyway, you understand what I'm getting at here. So you can basically use the draft of that email to, the email that was generated as a draft here. And you probably can also do all kinds of other things. So this is a couple of ideas around using Calendly or any other meeting scheduler link, because it also applies to any other meeting scheduler, of course, not only to Calendly, that you can use here in Zapier. Yeah, that was just to give you some inspiration. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what you all will be building. And if there's anything that is not clear or any questions that you have, you know where to find us. Cheers.